Hello Henry, come over here. Let me give you a tour. So basically this is the lobby where Dan chill when I'm tracking like vocals or guitar stuff. It's the intern Jacob. He's helping me out doing some chain strings for a session that I'm about to record. We also have the fridge, we have the little bar, we have the TV. So it's a good place to like rest while like the drummer is tracking. You don't want to be all the bands in the same room, whatever, so you can stay over here talking all this stuff. Let me show you the control room. So this is the control room. That's where I track all the bands and stuff. So this is my desktop with all the gear that I have. The studio run through the API, the box too. That I also have the EQs on it. I have API, NIP EQ, Elysius EQ. And the whole studio runs through the Bird audio converter. For me, honestly, the best converter in the market. We run 24 input, 24 outputs. We also run the whole studio through the Barefoot speakers. Those are my favorite speakers that I've been using so far in the studio, right? So we also have, in this rack, we have Pultex EQ. Those are really nice for the mix bus and room mics. I use the 260 Audioscape compressor for snares or for room mics. We also have the M7 Bricasti reverb. We have the Better Maker limiter for mastering and a couple other compressors. In this rack we have the Loop Turtle compressor, another Summing, Saturate. We have the SSL, Fusion, more compressors and EQs. This is basically my mix bus rack. In this section we have more compressor, I have the retro, I have the chandler and a pair of distressor. This mess that you see right here is all the patch bay that we communicate all the room over there, the live room, through this room, and if you want to use whatever EQ with the compressor, we communicate right here. In this other rack we have more EQs, more compressor, harmonic distortion, and a lot of more fun stuff, right? In this side, this is the guitar section. We run the whole amplifier to the KHE audio electronics. This basically is a switcher. So if, for example, let's say you want to record guitars, right? And we have a lot of options to record over here. So you plug into your guitar right here and we can pick like the Soldano amp. And if you don't like the Soldano, you want to try the Mesa Boogie, you try the Mesa Boogie over there, the Diesel, the Friedman, the Uberschall, Bogner, what you call it, right? So it's really nice feature that we have here in the studio. So we can experiment with all the sound you want. And we also can switch caps over here. We have the orange and we have the Bogner. And let's just move on to the other room. So this is the live room. That's the room that we use for recording drums, mostly drums because of the size of the room. The room is around 600 square foot with a 12 feet high ceiling. Me and my partner designed this room according to record mostly drums because we have been having trouble in the past recording drums in the small rooms, and we also have problem with like squashing cymbals, stuff like that. So the design of this room is perfect for drums recording. This is my friend Chino Eduardo. He's the drummer from Zeta. You may recognize him, plays really good drums. So we're gonna be doing a song just to see give you a little sample to see how everything sounds. Well, we have a SJC drums. We use 3 mics for the kick. We use the D6, the Beta 52, and the sub kick. We also use 3 mics for the snares. We use the 421, 57, and the Beta 57. We use the toms. We use 421s on both. We also use a pair of vintage U87. For the right, we use a Rode NT5, and for the hi-hat, we're using the Bayer Dynamic M160. Also, we're using the mono overhead. It's called 438. And over here, I don't know if you can see, we have a stereo room mics, EAE, those are active ribbon mics. So they are really nice for recording room mics. And we also have this call, another call for mono room mic. And in this part, that's where we record vocals. So we're using this Upton 251 mic. It's a tube mic, and we also put this little like booth, so it can help with the acoustic of the recording vocals. The way that we designed this studio was to have all the drums set up. We already have the guitars already set up in the right, the orange, and we have the Bogner in the other corner. So it's like a plug and play, right? So we don't need to move any mics to recording guitars. If you want to record drums, we record drums, back to the guitars. Then you want to reduce some drums, you go back to the drum. So everything is set up. We have 24 mics, we have 24 preamps, so it's really convenient for working. And we also rent this space for producers that want to come over here to record their own artists and stuff, that they need a really good space and with really good equipment. So we also offer that service. So it's like, it has been really good for the Orlando community or for all over the world, whoever wants to record over here. And we also have a lot of guitars. I'm not really a Gibson fan, how you call it. I have like guitar from 1969, for the 90s. I have SG, I have Dingwall bass. We have more of like Gibson guitar in the corners. And this little room over here is where we put all the drums, like extra drums and like snares and stuff like that. So we have multiple snares for different tastes, different sizes. I have 15-inch snare by 10 inches. I have a piccolo snares, whatever you want. So let's go over here. Okay, for this drum setup, we're going to be using those two preamps. It's going to be the two mics from the drums. I'm going to be using the 560 EQs and the distressors. For the sub kick Yamaha, I'm going to be using this preamp, the BAE preamp, with this EQ. Snares, I'm going to be using those two mics right here with the 560, with the 558 EQs. They're going to this Arioscape compressors. Toms, we're going to be using two API preamp with NIF EQ. For the overheads, is a stereo overhead, we're going to be using the two API with the Elysis EQ through the API compressors. Room mics, we're going to be using the PreSonus preamp, the ADL, running through the Monsters compressor and then running to the Pultex EQ. For the mono room mic, we're going to be using this one over here. It's going to be the Stam Audio preamp, and we're going to be the 550B EQs. For the, what else we have here? We're going to be using for another mono room mic, we're going to be using the SSL preamp, running through the API EQ. I think that's pretty much it. And then I want to start recording the bass on my favorite bass amp, the SVT Classic. I want to be using my Fender Precision bass. And for guitars, I'm going to be cutting corners. I'm going to be using my profiles that I did in my pack that I'm going to be releasing soon, by Kemper Pack. So I'm going to be using the Bogner Overshell and the Diesel. I think it's going to fit really well for this song, right? So let's see how it sounds. well, thank you for coming by, and I hope you like the studio. If you have any questions, just reach me out in Instagram. They have my phone number on it. So thank you for coming, and see you later, bro. Bye-bye.